Hi, we're back. So we've got a wonderfully completed 2-layer ice cream cake. It's got chocolate chip, Toll House chocolate chip homemade cookies as the layers. Again, no cake, chocolate chips are the cake. And we've got Heath Bar Crunch and Chunky Monkey ice cream in the 2 layers. So now we're going to do the 2 most interesting parts. We've got the hardest part, which is to actually flip the cake onto the plate. And then the funnest part, which is to decorate it. And Parker's here with me today because he wants to help decorate. Right?
Hi.
Right. Parker did some great work today, didn't you? You mowed the lawn for the first time. That was pretty cool. Got a little extra allowance for that? Okay, so this is yes, Connor also did too. Our cameraman actually did a lot of work today. But we're here to talk about ice cream cake, so let's do this. Follow me over to the sink, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to turn this out. And there's a couple of things that you can do in terms of what you want to put your cake on. Now remember that because you want the cake to always be able to go back into the freezer, you don't want to put it on a pedestal style stand. So I recommend getting this type of thing. This used to be something you'd have to buy at the restaurant supply store. Anymore you can get it anywhere at any grocery store. So this is a nice little cake flat. Or if you want to put it on a nice presentation plate, that's fine too. So we're actually going to do a plate today. So here's what we do. This has to be a fast, efficient process because if you let this go too long, you're going to get some melty ice cream on your hands. So essentially what you do is you turn your hot water on, you turn your cake over, you put it under the hot water, and as soon as you start to feel it jiggle, let it go onto the plate. So it can be a little messy, but here's how it works. Hot water, very hot. I'm holding it like this, and believe me, the ice cream is not getting wet. It's really right underneath. Oh, I can feel it. I'm just going to put it right there. Come out. And slowly, slowly, slowly. You can see it's a little melty on the edges. Voila. That is it. I'm going to quickly put it in the freezer just to get it set. Like
I have a question.
What's your question, honey?
I think you should put like a wrap around it because then no ants will get it.
I think that's a good idea. There we go. Okay, it's in the freezer. Just wipe my hands here. Now, let me show you the whipped cream frosting. This is such a fresh and delicious way to frost an ice cream cake. So what I've got here is I've got heavy whipping cream. And you know, I recommend that you, if you have a way to get to Costco, go to Costco and buy this, this big heavy whipping cream. It's a wonderful consistency, it's great quality. And that's what I like to use. So remember, I made 2 cakes today. I made the brownie cake with the chocolate ice creams, Fish Food and Cherry Garcia. So I've got 2 cakes to frost. So I put about 4 cups of the heavy whipping cream into my blender here. And I've actually already started to blend it so that you can see exactly how you want to get these peaks so it's just right to frost. If you've ever heard the term soft peaks or hard peaks, what we want is hard peaks or stiff peaks. So a soft peak, and if my trusty cameraman can take a look in here, a soft peak sort of drips over when you pull out your blender. So you don't want that. You actually want the peaks to hold. So I'm going to whip it up a little bit more and show you the difference between that soft peak and the hard peak. One of the other things that you'll be able to see the difference when you're actually looking inside the blender here is that the whipped cream will start literally like following itself around, and you know that's the beginning of a hard peak. But again, if my cameraman can take a look in here, we've got these stiff peaks. So when I pull out my blender, you can see the peaks stay. They don't fall over. See that? And that's perfect. So this will make up our frosting. In addition, we'll use it to pipe some decorative prettiness. Yeah, yeah, okay. So let me just show you a couple things before we pull out the cake and before we start frosting it.
Is there,
What?
is there like, so is that just cream in there?
It's just whipped cream. Oh, and little powdered sugar. Forgot to say that, a little powdered sugar goes in there. So let me show you what we do here, just getting set up before we actually frost the cake. Now this is another thing that you can buy at the restaurant supply store. It's just a plastic pastry bag. You can also use a regular pastry bag. And what I've got in here is I've got a little tip, this little metal tip, and this little holder around it. So what we want to do is we want to open up the pastry bag, and this is going to be for our decorative outline on the cake after we frosted it. We want to pull back these edges. We want to use a nice sized, pretty big spatula. This is a cake decorating spatula, but anything that has a nice flat surface will do. And we just want to put that right inside the pastry bag.
Sure, I can have some.
You can have some in a minute. We push it down as far as we can, and that will make up the basis for our edging, essentially, once we start decorating. Okay? Whoops, started to come out there. So what we want to do is we basically want to put our little tip, we want to screw it on there, and you'll just be able to see, I'll give you a little demonstration here before we do this to the cake, that you'll be able to get a pretty little line from that. And it'll just make a nice little edging around the cake, and you'll see how we use that in just a moment. For now, I'm just going to hold it into the refrigerator for a minute. Just keep it cool. And in the meantime, I'm going to get the cake back, and we are going to decorate. So,
Cool.
there's our beautiful cake.
That looks good.
Doesn't that look good? Again, we've got that vanilla, the Heath Bar Crunch on the top. We've got cookies, 2 layers of cookies, and on the bottom, what do we put on the bottom? Chunky Monkey.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our cake. Now what we do is we take this wonderful whipping cream, and I will let you have a little, taste that little bit off the side. How is it? Is that good? So here's what you want to do. You want to pour your whipping cream over the top like this, because you want to let gravity help you out. And just gently push your whipped cream across the top. The nice thing about this big spatula, this big flat spatula, is it, yeah, that's what you want it to do. You want it to come off, because as it starts to drip around the sides, then all you do is you just gently push it. And you can do this same approach with regular frosting. We're just using whipped cream, but you can do the same thing. Just put a nice big pile on the top and kind of let it fall over to the sides, and then just push it around. Nice and smooth strokes.
Are we gonna put something on top of it?
We are. We're going to actually decorate it. You know, we've got Father's Day coming up in June, so this is a great cake for a Father's Day. We've got graduation. Doug Pedagana's birthday is this week. We could do a birthday cake.
We can make this.
What other special occasions would we have an ice cream cake?
Wait. July.
I think
4th of July.
4th of July, sure, that's coming up. Okay, so we've got it nice and covered. And so here's what we're going to do now.
Decorate.
We are going to just give it a little pizzazz, right? Pizzazz. Now, if you don't want to go to the trouble of doing this part of the decoration, you don't have to. It's lovely as it is. We could probably clean up the sides a little bit, but I'm going to do this one, okay? So all you have to do here, I don't know, Connor, if you can get down close to this, but you just use your little pastry bag here to create just a nice little outline around the edge. And you can experiment with different types of patterns and sort of looks and feels. In fact, at Ben & Jerry's, we used to do this and then put sprinkles over the top, which was really pretty, right?
I wasn't there.
And then the other thing you can do, because oftentimes, even when you're making a regular cake, you've got kind of a little bit of, frosting around the edge, and it doesn't look precise and clean. What you can do here is you can just